Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Pat's Chat. I'm Steve Colby, and we're brought to you by Ortho, Virginia. Happy to have you with us here today. We're joined now by George Mason, student athlete and member of the track and field team, Ashley Lewis. Ashley, it's great to see you there in the field house today.
Yes, I am. I miss this place.
It's familiar confines for you. So, before we get into your accomplishments at George Mason University over your 4 years here with the Patriots, how early did you get started in track and field?
I started running track in the seventh grade. My high school went from grade 7 to 12. So as soon as I got there, I started running and been running ever since.
So, as a seventh grader and then going to high school and before you get to George Mason, who's helped you along the way? I'm sure that you had a chance to watch a bunch of events, but have there been a number of people who have been key in your success?
Yeah, I've had several mentors along like my um, growth as a student athlete. I would say in high school, I had a great coach, and also just in my community in Boston Public Schools, we had a lot of mentors and coaches and just support. So that helped me a lot in kind of being able to like realize my goals and understand like the trajectory that track and field could take after high school.
Well, so many schools and universities in that Northeast area. Being from Boston and making your way to Fairfax, how did you end up deciding on the fact that you wanted to be a member of the George Mason track and field team and continue your academic career here?
For me, it was all about the official visits because I remember in high school it was just really confusing. There's a lot of different options and places that I could go, but it was just about the feeling of the right place. And I never really there were places that I thought I wanted to be, and then once I visited, I realized this doesn't really feel like home, or I don't like certain aspects of the experience that I would have here at this school. But once I came to George Mason, I just knew that this was the place to be. I love the coaches. I love the team. It's just such a family. We have such a family dynamic. And then my major, bioengineering. I actually started as a bio major. And I just knew that George Mason had a lot of different options in terms of like biology, engineering, that field. And I wasn't sure where I wanted to be, but I knew that I would have the options to kind of adjust to what was best for me.
Now, what made you choose the field of bioengineering to study before we talk about what your future plans are? What made you go into to that major? Was it something that you had encountered in the past, or was it just something that you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, for me it was just I think the coursework honestly in high school I did like AP biology and I was really into like biology courses, but I think I was kind of craving a little bit of a different type of challenge, and that's what I found in engineering. I just was one of the courses I was in, one of the professors mentioned some application that you could use math for, and I was just like, wow, there's an actual, this is what this could be used for, and it just kind of intrigued me a lot. And so I decided to take one course in like intro to bioengineering, and from there I was like, this is a field for me. So switched my majors I think the end of sophomore year, and it's been
Well,
great.
the medical field has so many different ways that you can gravitate to. Do you have an idea on what way you may want to go moving forward?
Yes, so I decided to go the PhD route, into research. And I recently, this past summer, I did a summer program that exposed me to the field of what's called bioinformatics, and that's applying data science techniques to inform medicine and inform biology. And it was just such a great summer immersion program because it showed me, I guess, what I could do with my degree, and also allowed me to like focus my academic interests for the last couple of semesters that I have. And so it's a little bit divergent from the bioengineering, the the deep engineering route, but it is very computational in nature, which is what I realized that I'm more interested in.
Well, this is one of the few times that we can actually slow you down when
Yeah.
we're here in the field house, and we're going to get to some of your track and field stories here in a bit. I wanted to just go back to you talked about how you got to this point in bioengineering, but internships are so important for any student athlete or any student that wants to go into a particular profession. What internships have you been able to do so far that have sort of helped you know this is really what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah, I think you make a really good point that internships are really important for student athletes because it's kind of hard for us to find time during the year to like fit that in. And for a lot of the time, I didn't really think it was possible for me to have any time at all. But the first major opportunity that I had was with Oscar, which is a program here on campus where you're allowed to given funding to do research with a professor, and that will mentor you throughout the semester. You can do it in the spring, fall, or summer. So that was the first opportunity I had with Dr. Moran in the mechanical engineering department. And then following that, I applied to do the summer internship at Stanford. And that was for this past summer. And that internship, it just allowed me, like I said earlier, just to kind of focus in my research interests and kind of understand what I want to do and also prepare me for grad school and the entire application process. So I would just say, as for internships, it's been really, really important in my experience as a student athlete because while I do have really strong goals for my athletic progress, just knowing that I'm also making strides in the academic realm also is really important to me.
Now, for George Mason and a lot of programs around the country, the teams were able to complete their indoor seasons this past year, but the outdoor season obviously not taking place at most places. Just take us back to how this year has been for you and your teammates.
Yeah, it's been a really devastating year, to be honest. The beginning of this indoor season, obviously, no one saw any of this coming. And we're just really excited about the rest of the year. You know, like you said, we kind of just wrapped up our indoor season, and that just kind of springboards us off into the outdoor, which is most people's favorite part of the track and field seasons. But it was just kind of sad because we ended on such a I would say a cliff. You know, everybody had we're kind of getting to the point where we're in shape, we're getting to our most fit level, and then just kind of had to stop running completely. So that was hard.
You're a seven-time Atlantic 10 champion. You've accomplished so much in your career here at George Mason. But if you had to go back and pick one or two of those events on the way to a championship that maybe stand out the most, what would they be?
Okay, so the first one would have to be my freshman year winning the 800 outdoors because I did not expect, and it just was. I just felt like I had really accomplished a lot, and I just knew that my coaches were super proud. Um, and yeah, it was so great. Like it was in Massachusetts, which is my home state. So just being able to be in my home state, have all my family there, and achieve such a great accomplishment was just amazing. And then another great time I would say would be our indoor, yeah, last indoor season. So the 2019 indoor, when I won the 800 as well, because I remember that entire season I've been trying to get my time down. I was trying to get on the indoor qualifying list the entire time, and it was just kind of like, oh, we just didn't have the best meet or something, you know, wasn't right. And that day I just run like so well. And I remember the next couple of days we just kept checking the list, and I kept checking. I said, Coach V, like, what website do I check? And I just wanted to see, like, am I gonna make it? And I think at that point I was number 18, or yeah, you have to be top 16. So I was number 18. And he said, yeah, you know, usually two people will scratch, or so at least two or three people will scratch. That year, only one person scratched. So I ended up being number 17 and only top 16 go. So that was, it was great on the day that I won. And then 2 days later, I was like, why didn't I just run like zero point zero 0.06 faster? You know, I would have been there, but you know, it just kind of just made me a little more hungry for getting there and just achieving some more things this coming year. So I'm excited to see what will
Just
happen.
two more things for you. Indoor, outdoor. If you had to pick one, what's your favorite?
My favorite is definitely outdoor, for sure.
So
Yeah.
why is that?
I just I like the 400 as well, and the 400 outdoor is just much better than running 2 laps indoor. Also, yeah, everything is like cut in half mentally. It's not 4 laps for the 800; it's 2 laps outdoor. So I like that. I also like traveling. We travel a lot more across the country outdoor, and the weather. I like. Obviously, I don't like the rain, but most days we've been fortunate enough to have nice sunny weather, and yeah, my favorite meat is when we go to Arizona, so that's outdoor as well.
What's one or two memories that you're going to take along with you, whatever the next step is for you in terms of continuing your education? And what are you going to miss the most about George Mason? And what would you like Mason Nation to know about you?
Okay, couple of memories that I think will stay forever. Um, Probably just the times when when we're traveling and stuff. I think I'll just miss my teammates. Every time when we go somewhere fun, like if we go to Miami, which was like our first outdoor meet, we'd plan a day to like go to the beach after the meet. So everyone competed, they did well and everything, and like we'd have the day before we leave, and we just go to the beach and just spend time together and really bond. And I think like that's just one of those times that you kind of never get back really in other times, even if you are professional and things. Just being able to spend quality time with your teammates. um, Another thing that I really admire or value is like our coach relationship, the relationship we have with our coach, Coach B, because he's just as serious as he is about our goals and about our progress as a team. He's also just very like caring and just funny and easy to talk to and easy to communicate with, and that just really makes the experience of training a lot more enjoyable. I know some other athletes that I've spoken with, some of my friends that are other schools, they don't always have that same experience, and I appreciate that a lot. It's one of the reasons that I came to George Mason.
Well, Ashley, it has been a blast having you here on Pat's Chats, and we'll look forward to talking to you again. This is the only time we can slow you down.
I know. I'm always running. I was almost late for this.
That is Ashley Lewis here on Pat's Chat, brought to you by Ortho Virginia, and we'll see you next time.
All right, see you. Thanks so much.